Yes, sir, baby. On the Radar Radio. Yo, special guest in the building. Connecticut is in the building. Pxrry is in the building, my guy.
Yeah,
What's good?
dog?
Nobody put the X in the name before you?
Nah, nobody. You know what I'm saying? The X is like.
How long you had the X in your name, though?
What did I put in it? Maybe like 4 years ago,
Okay,
5 years
maybe.
ago.
Yeah, then maybe.
Or maybe even before that. It's just the E wasn't doing it. It was just too boring, you know. So I put the X in there to add just a little edge, because I feel like that goes with my brand. Also goes with the music.
I like that. No, because you want to know why I asked that? Because you said nobody put the X in the name before you, and I said that because like I've had like a lot of young kids up here who make like SoundCloud type of music now, right?
Yeah.
But they're like relatively in the 16 to 20, 19 age range, and some of them have X's in their name, but that's because it was it's kind of like a tribute thing for XXX.
Oh,
like
okay.
Tentacion.
Okay.
So that's why I was asking you that, because I was like, I wonder when he put this in there. But if you've had it in your name for years now, then it's like, yeah, you probably beat these kids too. Because those kids, if you had it in there for 4 years, these kids was probably like 12 when by the time like X was still around and shit that. So you might be the first person with an X in your name.
Yeah, I didn't see nobody when I did it. That's why I did it, and it was like, oh, this is fire.
And then now all of a sudden everybody got it.
Right, because people always ask me, how do you say it? And it's like, it's period, it's just the X. The E is like, you know, I did what I want because we could.
You needed something a little bit edgier, right?
Exactly.
How you been, bro? How's everything going?
I've been great, man. We on tour right now. First show of the tour in New York City. We just did that, knocked that one out, and we got Philly and DC up next. So, and I'm dropping singles while I'm out on the road. So, super excited about that, and yeah, just ready to take the world by storm.
How many cities is the tour right now?
Like 12 to 15,
okay.
I believe. They adding dates as well.
So right now you're in like the local part of the tour, where it's like New York, Philly, so on and so forth, like the drivable parts of the tour.
Yeah, for sure. the drivable parts, and then we're going to bring it to the West Coast and then drive that portion of the show.
That's fire. So is that gonna be like your first time performing on the West Coast, or you've done that before?
I did a show in LA. I did my own show in LA because I also throw a party called the R&B Kickback that I've been doing in LA for like 3 years. I mean, 3 times so far also. So it's not my first time, but like on the West Coast, like Seattle, we going to Arizona, San Diego is definitely my first time over there.
That's fire. You said, what's the name of your party that you throw in LA?
The R&B Kickback.
The R&B, so it's an R&B party.
Yeah, all R&B party. We started in Connecticut, Hartford. Me and my homie DJ Echo and Tia, we started in Hartford, and it's been going amazing for 4 years. And LA was like, bring that here, and Atlanta wanted to bring it, so we brought it to LA, and it's grown in LA just like it grew in Connecticut. We started with 150 people. Now it's up to like 800, almost 1,000 people.
That's fire. Congrats, bro.
Yeah, appreciate it.
Now, tell me this, right? At your R&B party, right? Because I go to a lot of R&B parties out here, right? And I like going to R&B parties, but it's like everything. Like, you go to too many, it's like, I need something different. But what I like about, what I've noticed a lot of R&B parties been doing recently is like 1 a.m., once everybody's like drunk, including the DJ, they just start playing Afro beats. Does that happen at your party sometimes?
Yeah, because the audience, the Afro beats, the feeling of it is just kind of, it gives the R&B feel. Like, it feels good, Afro beats these days.
Right.
It feels like, when it come on, it's like a breath of fresh air, especially like, Tim's and Wizkid come on. It's like, this is R&B if you ask me.
I think it's kind of I agree. I agree, but I think it's funny how like the Afrobeat stuff has kind of like integrated itself into like R&B parties, right? Like, I don't think like 5 years ago, if you do an R&B party, obviously, well, Afrobeats wasn't as popular back then, but I don't think 5 years ago people would even be as accepting of like hearing Afrobeats as like a quote unquote R&B party. But now it's just like 1, 2 a.m. hits, everybody's sauced, and they're like, you know what we want to hear? Last, and then it goes into like a whole hour-long Afrobeats party into that, which is crazy.
Yeah, because the feeling, I mean, you can't escape that feeling when that music gives, and if it gives the same thing R&B gives, then we can play it in the R&B party, and everybody's singing it just like it's R&B. So
right.
Yeah.
How do you like LA?
I like LA. It motivates you to get money. It's, of course, the scenery is a vibe. What I don't like is the food. There's no great food options.
Why does everybody say this?
Bro, and as adults, we need to eat 3 times. So it's like, imagine I have to think 3 times a day, what do I want to eat to be satisfied? And it just don't be hitting. It just don't be hitting like the food, and then the traffic, of course. And, you know, but I'm into acting a lot. I'm back into acting, so I've been doing that in LA. So yeah, I live in LA, so I'm using LA to the best that I can. And I've been here for 1.5 years, and it's cool. cool.
But why do all my East Coasters go to LA? Even like my homegirl who lives there, like everybody says the same thing about the food. I'm like, the food can't be that bad.
Yeah, it's just not a lot of good options, man, and it's very annoying. It's very frustrating. A lot of the homies that in LA with me, they notice like, okay, wait a minute, this stuff ain't hitting. And I lived in Georgia for 6, 7 years, so I know what it's like to walk outside and you got this restaurant, this fast food, Waffle House, this restaurant, Waffle House. You know what I'm saying? It's just, you know what I'm saying? It's just LA.
Another Waffle
Yeah,
House.
LA got In and Out, and I don't know why In and Out be flooded because I tried it and it just don't make no sense to me. But
In-N-Out's good, but it's like I feel like I've had it before.
yeah, it's like nothing. I don't know.
Because the specific reason I asked you the LA question because I saw you tweet about the gas prices.
Oh, then the gas prices.
I'm paying $7 for gas. Still can't believe I'm paying $7 for gas.
Yeah, it just don't add up to me, And we gotta drive. You have to have a car in LA.
Yeah.
So it's like either drive and pay this gas and shut up, or walk, or you know what I'm saying.
Ain't no public transportation out there.
I don't like that control.
$7 for gas is crazy though.
Insane. Meanwhile, I see this other places $3 still. It's just not adding up to me.
It's still $7 out there?
Yeah.
Damn, I thought we had it bad in New York. I apologize.
Yeah, nah, it's still $7, $6.98, all of that. Yeah,
That's insane.
and we can't do nothing about it.
The price of gas is too damn high.
Too damn high.
Too damn high. Well, going back to the music. So, how did this all really begin for you? So, you changed you put the X in your name 4 years ago, but before that, you were just going by just Pxrry, just with the E.
Yep, just with the E. When I was rapping, I was going by Big P.
Big P, I like Big P.
Yeah, I was adding the big because that's what people was doing. Big P. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, just went to Pxrry because I didn't want to think of I guess I don't know, alias name. I didn't want to think of, I just wanted to,
Right.
Yeah, the Pxrry, but the E wasn't doing it, so I just put the X. I'm like, okay, yeah, I like this. I like this a lot, and yeah.
Cause right now, like you were talking about rapping, but like right now you kind of make like melodic R&B. You like you're like on that line of like kind of doing both, but at the same time.
Right, yeah. Cause yeah, I love hip hop and I love R&B as well. And I feel like at the stage we're in now, like the melodic, as long as you saying stuff and the rappers are saying metaphors, and I like to add metaphors in with my melody, and I just noticed that a lot of things is like you don't have to be so singy these days. So I like take advantage of that and like incorporate my rap side with the R&B side for sure.
Which I notice a lot, but I like that too. I like when artists can do both. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Because it just like adds like that extra level of diversity to like your
Right,
music and all that.
right.
But you started off writing originally.
Yeah. I started off rapping and doing my own stuff, but then I moved to Atlanta. And before I moved to Atlanta, I didn't even really understand like the job of a songwriter. Like that's an actual job. I didn't know that. I thought everybody wrote their own stuff, and you know what I'm saying? I didn't know it was actual job. So when I moved to Atlanta, that's when I dove completely into the songwriting and writing for artists and moving around Atlanta, really just writing and learning like, okay, I could take the back door and do my writing and then, you know what I'm saying, present the artistry on stage and all that stuff. So that's basically how I started writing, is going to Atlanta and figuring that part out.
And you learned writing can get you a nice little bag too.
Yeah, for sure. And that's a whole nother bag, which I didn't know. So it was just an excitement to write for other artists, put my melody, put my pen, put my ideas, and have another artist, make it come to life. It's an amazing process for sure.
Was it hard for you to get into like that bag of like the space of the artist? Like, you know what I'm saying? Because like when I talk to like people who write, it's like sometimes it's kind of hard to speak from the artist perspective that they're writing for. You know what I'm saying? Like hypothetically, like if you were like just throwing the word like Doja Cat out there, right? It's like, do you find it hard to kind of get into that space? Like, how do you get into that space as a writer?
Sometimes it could be difficult, but I like to have conversations with the artists and just understand where they are, and then I like use where they are and like kind of connect it to certain situations I've been through.
Gotcha.
And put myself there, and then just write from there, and hopefully the artist will say like the words connect to their life also. Might be some exaggeration, but that's art, So I don't find it too difficult. Yeah, I don't find it too difficult.
We're with the like when it comes to writing, so you were able to like be credited on all the records. Like if we look up some of the songs.
Yeah.
But were there ever any records that you can't like talk about too?
Kind of.
I'm not
Nah.
asking you about them. I'm just curious.
No. Yeah, I can talk about all the records. I mean, I wrote a lot of records that haven't come out. You know, I wrote with a lot of artists that the records haven't come out, and that's just how it goes. You can spend a whole camp writing for an artist, and none of the songs might not come out because the direction might change. You know what I'm saying? So
Right.
that's all that happens usually.
It's like producing for an artist. Like you could make like 30 songs with the artist and not one of them will come out
Right.
for just any particular reason.
Right. Or want to come out 3 years later, and it's like I forgot we even did that. You know what I'm saying? But that's good, and sometimes because you forget.
Who's your favorite artist to write for?
Favorite artist to write for?
I guess write with in that sense also.
Write with? I don't know. I feel like I haven't even written for the artist I want to write for yet. I feel like honestly writing my own songs is like the best because I just have full control of what I want to talk about, what direction I want to go, how edgy I want to be, you know, how vulnerable I want to be, you know, versus having to, you know, pull back because they don't want to say this or they wouldn't say this, that artist wouldn't say this. So I mean, right now it's kind of me until I start working probably with, you know, artists like Drake, who I feel like I can really pin hit records for, you know what I'm saying, or Party or SZA, you know, but I feel like those that'll come.
What type of space have you been in like lately creatively? Because I saw you tweet that like you've been feeling stuck and kind of like in a weird place when it comes to like creating your own stuff. Like I wrote down I've been feeling stagnant creatively, you know?
Yeah, so for me, like I write based off kind of like what I'm going through in life. So if I'm not really going through anything, it's hard to like pull from just like anywhere. You know, I'd rather be going through stuff and then go to the studio than write. But now I just been figuring out like the next moves as far as like music and what we doing. So I've been like just focused on that versus like living and experiencing things. So I mean, we started back now, especially with the tour, you know, traveling. That's definitely gonna, you know, bring ideas and yeah, I feel like it's getting better. You know, the me being stagnant, I feel like I'm gonna snap out any minute. I've been in these moments before, but even though I'm stagnant, I still got records that I already recorded that's on standby to drop. Still, it's like I still have records to drop, but like I'm not the songwriter to like write every day. You know, I don't force myself in the studio every day. I just let it comes and whatever comes, basically.
Right. So you feel like you've been in this space before where you've been like kind of like, I don't know.
Yeah, just stagnant, just, you know, not creative, not inspired, and I don't like to force anything. I don't like to force the creativity because it just don't come out correctly. So I like to wait for that moment of inspiration. You know
What helps get like a moment of inspiration helps get you out of it?
Yeah, like mainly like women. Just being around women, you know what I'm saying? Just being around women.
Mean, hey, look, at least you're honest, right?
Yeah, you know, that's really what inspires my music, women, conversations with women, situations with women. There's just so much to talk about with women, with love, relationships, and then being vulnerable. You know, I'm vulnerable more with women, you know what I'm saying, with conversation. So me talking to women helps me like, okay, I should say this in a song now because she received this like this, you know what I'm saying? And then hearing what her conversation back to me is like, okay, I can write more about this because other women go through this, you know what I'm saying? So yeah, women is the inspiration basically. So yeah, with me moving around, that's definitely a part of my system.
So the women just haven't been inspiring lately.
I just haven't been around. I haven't
you on tour already, so you know.
Yeah. The tour just started, so you know they're gonna be there. But before the tour, I just wasn't around women just because I was just trying to get my mind on like, yeah. I like to distance myself for certain things sometimes, just to focus on like life right quick. You know what I'm saying? Like, because life is happening also. So that's all it is. I just had to put myself back in that space.
And women can be very distracting.
Right, exactly. You know what I'm saying? So cut off all distractions. Let me figure out life right quick, and then okay, I can allow distractions back in.
But
So the creativity can happen. You know?
it's funny how like that progresses. Like, all right, I gotta cut out the distractions from my life, which is women. The women inspire the music, so now I'm creatively stuck. But now I'm going on tour and I'm letting the distractions.
Because the distractions inspire the music.
Yeah, facts.
Sad, but that's really the truth. Yeah, that's really the truth with me and my writing. The distractions help.
But
Sounds crazy.
No, I get it. I get it because it's just like I was trying to relate that to me, but nah, you on your own, brother. I ain't gonna lie. I was trying to level with you about the distractions and helping, but But I see how it helps you with the music though, because like honestly, it's like, you know, artists live through the experiences, and when you make the type of music you do, like sometimes you need that type of shit. You know what I'm saying? Even if it's like I'm trying to think of like an artist, but I feel like whether you think of, like, you mentioned Party before, right? And it's like the music Party makes, like, you know, Party like lived through some of that shit,
right? Yeah.
Especially like some of the breakup stuff that he's done, or even like, you know, some of the more toxic Brent Faiyaz. Think of Brent Faiyaz, like you think of some of the music Brent Faiyaz has made, and I'm just like, yeah, bro, you toxic as hell, but but at least you lived through this shit,
right? And that's the thing. It's like what I'm living through, somebody else has to be out there going through the same thing,
right?
So it's like it's up to me to like put that on a piece of art, which is a song, 2-3 minute song that somebody could press play and be like, that's exactly what because that's what happens to me with music. Like I be going through situations and I hear a song and be like, that's the exact shit I'm going through right now. You know what I'm saying? So I just like to do my job and just tell my experience, and then hopefully people connect. You know?
Right. How did you and Eric first meet? Was that when you do the trial on the West Coast, that first happened?
Nah, so I won a contest. He had a verse contest, who could put the best verse to a song, and I was one of the winners, and it was on Twitter, and we've been like communicating ever since then. But then I booked him for the R&B Kickback to come to Connecticut, and when I booked him, from then on we brought him to the studio, played him some music. He loved the music. He wanted a song from me, and he wanted to get on one of my songs.
Oh, nice.
So after that, we just been in contact ever since. I moved to LA, linked with him. He was super excited. Still in contact with him. Wrote a few records on his last few projects.
Nice.
And yeah, it's been a bro, been a great mentor.
That's kind of crazy that you won a contest and then all this kind of spun out of that too.
Yeah. Amazing, super grateful for moments like that, for sure.
It just goes to show you never really know what can come from like a moment too, and like it's all about like when people win contests. Sometimes I feel like they don't seize the moment after they win it. Like they get whatever you win, and then that's it. But like you took that shit and you were like, nope, I'm gonna build a whole ass relationship here.
Yeah, and he was super open for it, man. It's been amazing. It's super good vibe with my whole team. He's been like helping out and still wants to help out in any way he can. So shout out to EB.
Shout out to EB.
For sure.
So what's next for you? So we have the Enough Said, that EP that's out now.
Yep,
Enough Said. You got a new single out now.
New single out now, All in My Head. We dropping a single soon called Nobody Else that I'm super excited about. An up-tempo joint. Super excited about. And in the middle of the tour, drop another one. Probably drop more throughout the year, but yeah. Dropping.
So, do you think we're gonna get more music this year or not?
For sure. Yeah, I'm trying to be more consistent. I wouldn't say I have a lot of music out, but I want more. I want more, you know what I'm saying? So I have a lot in the chamber ready to go, but also create it. I want to be creating more also. So for the rest of the year, I'm be creating a bunch more music so I can be able to drop probably a project at the top of the year or into the year, you know? I'm independent, so we have the freedom to just
do what you want.
I just want to take advantage of it, you know?
That's fine. I also wanted to, before we get out of here, I want to ask you one more thing that you tweeted about, right? Because you be on Twitter a lot, bro.
Yeah.
You active. You tweeted it's cool when they do it, but when I do it, it's a problem when I do it.
You know what I'm saying?
What you talking about? What
they
doing?
Well, I mean, that could be like with anybody, but it's mainly like I said, women. You know what I'm saying? I be in a situation with women, and they could do something. But then when the guys do it, it's a problem, I feel like. So it's just, that was just like a little frustration of the situationship system and dating system going on out here that I like to address my opinion on.
Dating pool type trash out here.
Yeah, man. It's the dating generation, I don't know how it's about to, I see all the podcasts, everybody's talking about it. men and women and what they feel like this should go on. I can't speak too much on it because I'm mind my business and I have a brand that I gotta, uphold. And
we
it's
gotta
like
keep the brand.
if you talk about that, they can feel away. But yeah, that's basically cool when they do it. It's a problem when we do it.
Cool when they do it. It's a problem when we do it. So, okay, so we got the EP out now, the single on the way. What else do the people got to be on the lookout for from you before we get out of here for the day?
Man, I'm on tour right now. I'm killing the stage. I'm trying to do a lot more shows. I'm trying to bring that entertainment back to the R&B world, or bring it back to the stage as far as like performing, being an actual performer.
Okay.
So yeah, I'm trying to take over definitely with like big records, but also big performances. Yeah, and I'll be dropping singles, dropping more music, dropping some great R&B, big anthems, big R&B vibes. Yeah, that's pretty much the focus.
Well, look, man, I'm looking forward to all that. Congratulations on the tour. Congratulations on all the success so far. It's good to see more Connecticut's artists coming up here. Shout out Dusty.
Man, shout out to Connecticut. Shout out to Connecticut. I swear I'm doing everything I could to make sure we, you know what I'm saying, get our foot in this game and like stay and make a big impact. Big impact. Shout out to Dusty. Shout out to everybody else from Connecticut, all the artists from Connecticut.
Yeah.
Going crazy for sure.
Well, we'll be seeing more Connecticut artists in the future. We'll be seeing you more in the future. Let the people know they can follow you at. Anything else you want to let them know? Now is the time to do it.
Yes, sir.
This camera right here.
Yes, sir. I go by the name Pxrry, Pxrry. Officially Pxrry everywhere. Once again, that's Pxrry. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to On the Radar for having your boy here. Let's get it.
Let's get it. Make sure you go follow him. Go run up everything he has out now. Go show him some love. Go show him some support. Love and support is free, but y'all already knew that. Till next time, Pxrry, Connecticut in the building, On the Radar. We out. Boom.